I'm starting off like this and I'm saying hello. I have watched the old episode of myself and the disastrous quality. I'm so sorry for that. This is also a badass quality. I would like to start with showing you my messy redecorated sewing room. It looks like this, and the evening is here, so it's dark. I will show you a proper look when it's daylight. Well, the summer is ending, I think. The weather outside is kind of autumny and cold. And I am really getting in an autumn mode. I have ordered some stuff on Sellpy, the thrift place on the internet here in Sweden. And I think I will try them on and I'll show you my inspiration and my longing for autumn. So, welcome to this episode of Knitting for Lily. I will show you some thrifts, some sewing, and hopefully some knitting ideas that I have. So, welcome to my little corner of the world. So I forgot to say that my name is Hannah and I want to welcome you to my little corner of the world where I knit, sew and try out vintage style, because that's my new adventure that I am fond of. And I am coming to you from the southeast of Sweden, and I hope you like this. And if it is not your cup of tea, just pass by and do something else and watch something else. So I decided today is filming day and I did my makeup and I tried the red lipstick, but I decided not to wear it. But it was Maybelline Stay On All Day, so it was hard to. And my kids are playing, of course, and I'm sorry for the sound. Well, I couldn't get it off quite, so I'm pink today. Let's do that. Well, it's the end of the summer and I'm quite ready for autumn. And this blonde hair is one of my summer habits. I need to have light hair for the summer. Well, I ordered a brownish red color, so it's time again. And I'm sorry that I hurt your eyes last episode. My hair was yellow and red, orange. It was just awful. But it was one of my tries to have the Anna Green Gables red hair. And it was miserable, and I'm sorry for that. Well, as you see, I have new glasses and it's a relief because I started to feel quite hidden behind those big brown glasses, and this fits me more into my wannabe vintage girl kind of style, and it will fit me so much more when I am entering autumn and wearing the cozy brown-ish vintage style. And my kids are fighting. Can you listen at me, Big Brother? Always. Well, as I said, I'm so ready for autumn, and I need to pause the screams. I'll be right back. So getting in the autumn spirit means watching things to get in my right mode. So I've been rewatching all of the... Well, no, I'm not finished. I've started to rewatch all of Rachel Maksy's episodes, and that gets me in the right spirit for autumn, because she loves autumn. And as a knitter, you know, autumn is the high times and the best period to cozy up in the couch with lighted candles and some coffee and some pastry. So I've been doing that, and I just started my new job as a sewing teacher at a middle school, and that is nerve-wracking and so exciting and fun, because I'm not educated sewing teacher, but I hope it will do fine to have nice colleagues, and I am excited and thrilled about that job opportunity. I have also spent the summer at another job. I got the most amazing summer's job at a museum in Eksjö, where I guided the tourists with their questions, but also guided them in an old saved up home from the Edwardian era, and told a story about the family who lived there. And I did that twice a day. Well, with the days when I was at work, and I told them the same thing over and over again, because there were new groups coming in. So at the end I was really tired of my voice, but I loved it, because I had opportunity to dress in whatever clothes that I want that fit the era, or my own clothes as I just chose by myself. So that was fun.
The wild and woolly prairies lived an Indian maid, Arawana, queen of fairies, of her tribe afraid. Each night came an Irish laddie-bug with a wedding ring. He would sit outside her tent and with his bagpipes loudly sing, Arawana, on my honor, I'll take care of you. I'll be kind and true. We can love and build and coo in a wigwam built of shamrock green. We'll make those red men smile when you're Mrs. Barney, Heap Matani from Killarney's Isle. I'll take care of you. I'll be quite as true. We can love and build and coo in a wigwam built of shamrock green. We'll make those red men smile when you're Mrs. Barney, Heap Matani from Killarney's Isle. While the moon shone down upon the marijuana side, some great race must call you Big Thief, then I'll be your bride. You're that easy, whispered Barney with the smiling face. All my family were good runners and were first in every race. Marijuana, on my honor, I'll take care of you. I'll be kind and true. We can love and build and coo in a wigwam built of shamrock green. We'll make those red men smile when you're Mrs. Barney, Heap Matani from Killarney's Isle. I'll take care of you. I'll be kind and true. We can love and build and coo in a wigwam built of shamrock green. We'll make those red men smile when you're Mrs. Barney.
Hej! Hyde! Ut! 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 Ah! Ah!
Mamma, vad är den där lilla grova korven?
So let's do it one more try before they wrecked the house. Well, autumn, I had so many plans. Well, I was realistic and knew that I wasn't going to finish them all. And being a knitting blog or vlog or sewing blog, it is expected that you can show up things that you are working on. Currently, I'm not working on so many things. It is just one project. It is my Ovansjö cardi. And I just come to the intarsia part. Here, it is a short sleeve cardi. Like this. And that is all I'm knitting on. I really become a monogamous knitter. I have projects going on, but they're just pausing until this is ending. And then maybe they're pausing more until I got up with a new other thing. But I'm really slow making right now because there are jobs and kids to take care of. So that's a story about that. Sometimes I have the time to sew, especially this summer when I had the free time. This is an example of that. I'm going to show you more of that later on. And I'm also planning to show you some of my outfits, both the things that I've bought and thrifted, vintage, no, not real vintage, but vintage looking style, at a normally second hand. And I think they're fighting again. My son really wants to be the dad for my little girl. Yeah, I think that's okay. So I don't have many things going on, but I wanted to show you some outfits and making a sort of autumn haul. Things that I think is belongs to near, you know. 1 year ago I had lists what takes me in an autumn spirit, and I think this episode will be quite kind of a review of the year of my vintage adventure. And so I rounded up with one more list later on with things that makes autumn for me and maybe for you too. I don't know. Let's start this vintage review by saying that I had a fun year exploring that no one else decides what I could wear. I'm not normal, I do me. And yes. They are playing mom and dad and kid, and my daughter, who is 2, is the mom to my 5-year-old boy, and it's so cute. I have had a really fun year exploring and giving more inspiration on how to dress, and I love it because I've been so bored before. I could stand in front of the wardrobe and the mirror in 1 hour I didn't know what to wear, and everything just felt awful and boring. And now with vintage inspiration and all the beautiful girls and pals on the internet and the social medias, I have inspiration to dress more. I know I've said a lot of this before, but this year has meant a lot to me, exploring what I wanted to wear, and I feel more female, more myself, with the opportunity, just free to wear more lace as I love, and more jewelries, and doing more makeup and style clothes more because I just love it. And I am so proud that I have turned my wardrobe into just thrifted things and me-made things and stop buying fast fashion, and that makes me happy in my soul, because it's important to save nature, especially now with all the climate change. Well, vintage year, I know I've just the years before I searched for something, and if you see in my pictures here, I had a hint on the dressing vintage. I can not at all say that I'm successful, but I just like the style. I'm not going all in. Sometimes I am. But it gives me sort of an excuse to wear what I want at work with the long skirts and the vest and the blouses. And I feel quite comfy and beautiful, and that is good. One day I walked in the center of Eksjö with all the outfits from when I guided the tourists, and one gentleman said, "Oh, she's pretty," and that, as every girl and human like to, I like being seen and bekräftad is the English word I'm lacking right now. So I like being beautiful. Like, yeah, it's fun. It's real fun. Yeah. Well, that is my chitty chat. I tried to film before, but I wasn't satisfied, and I hope this is just me chitty chatting and being myself before I show you all the outfits and what I have made this summer and what I'm planning to wear maybe this autumn from my wardrobe, because I think it's fun. So if you're looking for a clean-up knitting vlog, this is not your place. I know it's called Knitting for Lily, but I can't change the name anymore. And then I'm knitting for my daughter, whose second name is Lily. So, and I also have learned from my grandma Lily sewing and knitting. So I think the name stays, and it also tells a little bit, because old times, my grandma has her history with sewing clothes from when she was young, and that I was in old days. So the name stays on, and I think it fits me. Well, I'm sitting here in my sewing room at my beautiful, beautiful couch that I finally found one, and I've searched and wanted one for so long. And I redecorated my sewing room, and I changed my phone back to the one that I had before, and emptied it out and redid the wallpaper and everything, and we redecorated our living room, because autumn times mean new times and relief and just decluttering. I know I have a lot of clutter in my house, but I need a feeling of just beginning and starting anew. So it's time for that, and autumn is one place to do that. Now I'm just blabbering on. Let's go to the part where I show you some pics from my summer and then some outfits videos. And I'm also planning to go through my Ravelry queue with you. Well, some of my wanting to do vintage knitting tips and other things. So first up, some outfits I bought from Sellpy. This skirt that I made in a curtain, and that is inspired by some brand I want to name right now. And well, it's a little bit long, and I have to remake it, I think, in a little bit big. And the shirt that I thrifted is a little bit too tight. I'm thinking about sewing it out to fit me better. And here you have an outfit. It's a blouse that I bought and I thrifted, and a skirt that I made. Little sort of Victorian stylish. That is perfect for the jobs, for my job at the school. And well, I feel really beautiful in it. So next up, here is a curtain too that I made a blouse from, and I'm proudly to say that I managed to do the buttons, and the ruffle is from the curtain that I just cut off some fabric and made arms from, and I love this. It got really beautiful. Here we have some dungarees that I showed you earlier episodes that I've now sewn out to fit me better, and it became really good. I have to think about my posture to not look pregnant, and make some vintage style for it, won't we? And I finally finished the Forestberry jacket by Fabel Knitwear, and I really love it. I feel so comfy and beautiful in it, and it fits almost all my outfits. And the buttons is just gorgeous. I found them a couple of years ago in an old shop that had a lot of buttons, and they are turquoise with gold in it. And why not style it with some, well, old man's pants. No, these are actually women's pants. And of course with the puff sleeves. And why not go all in for the teachers in this. Oh, this was a little tight, this sweater, and a little short, but I managed to wear it anyway. I struggle a bit. But I really love the color, and it fits perfectly with a skirt. Of course, why not? And here we have a flowy dress from H&M that looks sort of vintage, and with a found from Marketplace on Facebook. This color is just gorgeous with it. And why not without the belt? It also looks fabulous with a vest on and a dance with it. And here's my little woman outfit. all up, I love being well dressed and having a bit of thought into my clothes and what to wear. And I'm really proud of this. Curtains is the thing, you know. And now I'm beginning to have dark circles around my eyes, and that tells me to stop this fashion show of mine. Well, let's round it up and send you off to the Ravelry. Yes, off to my Ravelry queue, and I have to apologize for the watermark in the middle. This was the easiest, fastest way to have a screen recorder. I hope you can bear with me. This is the first thing in my queue. It's Augustine's number 4. It's a vest, sorta, in a thick yarn, and it's just lovely. It's by a Danish designer. And next up, I'm quick here. It's a Gibson ruffle blouse by Fable Knitwear, and it's just a lovely autumny Gibson style for it. She's just a marvelous knitter designer that I have knitted 2 cardis for already. So check her out and her designs. This is my dream, one of my dreams to do. And next up, number 3, is one of her sweaters too, is the heirloom jumper. Well, just a 40s, well, sort of Victorian style, and of course with puff sleeves. Well, and the 4th one is also from Augustine and Sophie Belling from Denmark, as Augustine's number 7. And I love the necklace part over here. It's just lovely. She also makes gorgeous designs. And well, I think I'm going to just hold you up with my top 5. This is a fabulous festive sweater by Lily Design, a Norwegian knitter and designer. Just a perfect vintage style, gorgeous sweater for Christmas and winter. I love the yellow goldy part over here, and there is also a gray version over here. Well, that's my top 5 over here. I also found a picture on Instagram that I immediately fell in love with and asked the person who owned the account of the Instagram account what sweater and what pattern this was, and she gave me the answer, and she bought it on Etsy. I'm in love with it. One day in the future I'm going to knit this, and it's the Susie Bow sweater, and well, it's just gorgeous, as you can see, and so vintage style, paired with the skirt and some accessories. You go all in vintage for it. There is so much more vintage stuff to find, both Ravelry and other stuff. So if you're curious in knitting vintage, I'm not the expert, but there is much to find. So just Google and search on Ravelry and on YouTube and such. So you will find a lot of it. Before we go, I wanted to present to you my dear friend. Her name is Hulda. I got money for my birthday to buy this, and I got her secondhand, and she's perfect, helping me out and doing my dresses and blouses and such things that I want to make. And I learned to drape, and believe it or not, I started learning. Oh, excuse my lips, it looks terrible. I started learning to sew for about 1.5 years ago. not so close. I mean, and before that, didn't know, didn't really think it was that quite my thing. But now it's perfect. You can make all the garments that you see on the Instagram that is just expensive, and then you find fabric. I want to do this. And it's just perfect to buy the fabric, some curtains and things you find in the thrift shop, and then you can sew your own clothes instead and doing kind of things that you see on the Instagram, and that is cheap and fun. I know I promised you a tour around my redecorated sewing room, but now it's a disaster. So excuse me for that. I just put a sewing table. It's from IKEA. It's originally meant for the kitchen, but this is perfect. You can put things on the shelves and you can sit on the other side and sew. And I have a mirror here that is originally from my brother's apartment that they didn't want when they moved in there. And it's perfect to hang things on. And then I have a dress that I made. I'm going to show you that, and or I already did, I don't know. And the couch is over here. Perfect corner to cozy up and light some candles and watch Rachel, Maksy, or Winnie or other autumn thingy, or listen to some good music. And well, this is my happy place, as you can see. All this room is my happy place, and the shelf that is bookshelf that is holds everything, including one of my yarn baskets. I'm working my way through it. The years, I have some years in there, I think, depending on the time that I've got right now to make things. And here I put my ideas that I want to make on that whiteboard. And here I have my window with my radio that I bought on an auction because I like old stuff, as you may know. And my handy man, he installed a modern Bluetooth player and connected it to the original speaker, so it works with Bluetooth, and it's marvelous, and I can play my ragtime music in it. And of course these, I don't know the name in English, but this is the name. My grandma always had these in her home. And here I have a poor thing. I took a piece of one plant from the house that I guided tours in down this summer. There's no flowers on it, but it smells really nice. Just one thing that my grandma had. A memory from her. And here I have my bureau from the, well, yeah, let's say Edwardian era here in Sweden. Here I put all my sewing and knitting stuff and other things, and it's really nice. And my little jewelry case or what. And here we have some old stuff just to get the aesthetic going around here, and my husband's speakers and my other new glasses. And here is a little beautiful bag that I found at a thrift shop. There are unfortunately no chain on these left, but I put some knitting accessories over here, and it's gorgeous. So I just put it here for the aesthetic sake. And now it's turn around and some photos. Me and my husband and so on. In this closet I keep all the fabrics, and it's just a mess. Well, that's all I have to say about that.